What's going on, guys? My name is Wade with TechDaily, and in this video, we are checking out the brand new TECNO CAMON 50. Now, if you maybe aren't familiar with TECNO, they actually have a wide range of smartphones and other products that are more affordably priced, but still pack many of the specs and features you'd want, and in some cases, even go above and beyond what you'd maybe get from other mid-range or flagship phones. I've actually had the chance to review a number of TECNO smartphones over the years, from their POVA line to the last couple CAMON series devices, and even their relatively affordable foldable. And this new CAMON 50 is part of their updated lineup of their flagship camera-focused 50 series phones. TECNO sells their products all over the world. Not here in the US, unfortunately, but they're popular in Africa, the Middle East, India, and other parts of Asia. And if you wanted an alternative to the Samsungs and iPhones and maybe the Xiaomis that you already know about, TECNO might be your answer. So I'm going to go over everything you need to know about this all-new TECNO CAMON 50. I'll also briefly talk about the other devices in the 50 series. There's a 50 Pro and a 50 Ultra, because of course there are. And hopefully this will help you decide if the new TECNO CAMON 50 is right for you. But first things first, as always, let's just quickly unbox it and see what comes included. There are actually a couple of important things here that you don't want to miss. For starters, on the outside of the box, TECNO fires off a lot of the specs and features for this phone, so you know exactly what you get. A big 6150 milliamp hour battery, fast charging, an AMOLED display, the processor, as well as a bunch of other things. I think TECNO almost wants to brag about what this phone has before you even see it. Slicing through the plastic wrap here and sliding off the lid, the first thing you see is the phone itself with all those specs and features listed yet again. You probably don't even need to watch the rest of the video at this point, but we'll set the phone aside for just a moment. Also included here, TECNO tosses in a case to protect your shiny new phone, which is nice, though this is more of a bumper or back cover. Still great to be thrown in, I suppose. More importantly, TECNO still includes both a 45-watt fast charger, they call it Supercharge, along with a USB cable to pair it with. I still think it's a little odd to see a USB-A end and a USB-A wall plug in 2026, but considering the supported charging speeds and the fact that it's free and included in the box, I guess I can't complain too much. It's actually a pleasant surprise, considering you get literally nothing with the big name phones nowadays. So with all that stuff out of the way, here is the new TECNO CAMON 50 once again. And as we get it fully undressed and powered on, let's go over some pricing information and quick details about the other 50 series phones. There are actually 3 CAMON 50 smartphones this year with a couple variations. This is the regular CAMON 50 with no descriptor, and it is a 4G LTE phone. There's the CAMON 50 Pro in both a 4G spec and 5G spec. You get a different processor and a telephoto lens for the camera setup, along with a curved display, but most everything else is the same. And then there's the CAMON 50 Ultra. It has better glass on the front and back, a slightly better screen, the best processor of the 3, more RAM, and an upgraded selfie camera. It's actually quite different from the other 2, but if you don't need all that, this regular CAMON 50 is available for about $350 US, give or take, a little less or a little more depending on the conversion rates and where you are in the world, but a very affordable smartphone compared to a lot of the mid-range and flagship phones you might be familiar with. Now, right off the bat, something you are immediately thrust into with this CAMON 50 is TECNO's sort of AI ecosystem incorporated within their Hi OS. The initial setup is this AI chatbot-like experience led by Ella, TECNO's AI agent. She's straightforward and a little sassy, but you could actually swap her out for any AI assistant you want. There are also more AI apps and add-ons and features than I've ever seen in not just a comparable mid-range device, but probably compared to any other flagship smartphone I'm familiar with at this point. I'll talk more about the AI features in a bit, but I wanted to mention that right away since it was literally the first thing I experienced during setup. At precisely 6.78 inches, the CAMON 50 is maybe slightly bigger than average size, with slim, even bezels framing the display and surprisingly wide, rounded corners. It's a pretty good-looking phone from the front, with a simple selfie camera cutout, no curved glass, it's totally flat, and a perfectly comfortable phone to hold as well. Around back, TECNO kept everything even more simple. You get a smooth, matte plastic back cover on this one with a subtle TECNO CAMON logo at the corner and a slight color accent around the camera setup. Otherwise, this is about as stealthy of a black slab of a phone you could ask for. Nothing wrong with keeping things simple though, but if you want some color, you can also snag this phone in, well, a lot of other shades. There's a couple different greens, titanium, lavender, and mint cream. The flat sides are a thick metal-like material. The phone overall feels sturdy, and most importantly, it's IP68/IP69K dust and water resistant, which is a pip higher than most other phones, so it's plenty tough too. Taking a look around, on the left side here, you have what TECNO is basically calling their AI key. In settings, it's officially dubbed the one-tap button, but by default, a long press will launch Ella, TECNO's AI assistant, and you can swap her with any other LLM you prefer, and also customize the button to do other things, like turn on the flashlight, or mute the phone, or open up the Notes app, or launch Flash Memo, another sort of AI feature. Like I said, a very AI-heavy phone, and I'll talk even more about that in a moment. On the right side, you've got your usual volume and power buttons. Up top, the standalone secondary loudspeaker, Dolby Atmos certified, with the primary loudspeaker at the bottom, alongside the USB-C port for charging and the SIM card tray. This phone supports dual physical SIMs, no eSIM, and it is a 4G LTE phone, like I said, so no 5G support, and no micro SD card support either. There's just one configuration option for this regular Camon 50, 256 gigabytes of storage with 8 gigabytes of RAM. You can extend that RAM utilizing a feature in settings that pulls from the internal storage capacity, and interestingly enough, TECNO doesn't pre-install too much junk onto this phone out of the box, but they do have those like fake folders that serve as advertising hubs for apps you don't actually have installed. Motorola did this a few years back too. I criticized them, and I'll do the same here. There's no reason for this, but otherwise it's a fairly clean out-of-the-box experience if you set this phone up as a brand new device. There is an in-display fingerprint sensor for unlocking, just an optical one, nothing too fancy, but it works well. Face unlock is even faster, and there is a screen protector already installed on this phone out of the box, which I also think is great, and in my experience, it doesn't impact the fingerprint sensor in any way. And if you're curious about what the included case looks like on the phone, well, here you go. Like I said, it's a pretty simple case that just covers the corners of the phone mostly, and the whole back. I suppose the corners are the most delicate thing, so it's nice to have some coverage there, and I appreciate TECNO still tossing this in the box. And one other physical feature I should mention, you can use this phone as an infrared remote for some household items, like TVs, media players, and other appliances, just something that some people still look out for, so I thought I'd point that out. One of the standout specs you saw earlier, listed on the outside of the box, was the display. The Camon 50's 6.78-inch screen is an AMOLED panel with a better than 1080p resolution, 1208 by 2644, for about 429 pixels per inch, or I guess 1.5K resolution, as they like to call it. The front glass on this one is listed as double Gorilla Glass, which I believe is officially Gorilla Glass 7i. And on top of all that, you can set the screen refresh rate up to 144 Hz, with a slight caveat. Visually, this is a really nice looking display. It's plenty bright and very colorful, with some additional tweaks available to you in settings to get everything looking just right. It's sharp, obviously. It's a higher resolution than a lot of the flagship phones even offer that are stuck at 1080p, and the higher refresh rate makes the viewing experience and your taps and touches very responsive and fluid. As far as that 144 Hz refresh rate specifically, well, it looks like just Messages, phone, and settings support that high of a refresh rate, with most everything else maxing out at 120 Hz, at least for the default and pre-installed apps. Will you notice the difference between the two? Frankly, probably not. Though if your favorite third-party game or app supports 144 Hz, then I guess this is a feature for you. But out of everything on this phone, I think this is the only spec sheet padding or semi-exaggeration Tecno tossed in to make this phone seem a bit better than it really is. A lot of Android phones now, especially the gaming-focused ones, are touting better than 120 Hz refresh rates for some apps, so I can see the pressure to step it up. And this is a 144 Hz screen, just not really for everyday usage across the entire phone or the general OS. With that being said, the viewing experience as a whole is great, probably better than a handful of other Android phones in this price range from the likes of Motorola or Samsung, for example. And I'd argue it's likely a top 2 or 3 feature for this phone specifically. The best possible looking display is something I personally value more than almost anything else, and I think that's what you get with this phone, especially in its price range. You also get a pretty good listening experience out loud. The basically full-size dual speaker setup with the secondary one up top and main one down below get really loud. They support Dolby Atmos, so they're crisp, detailed, and immersive, and here's a quick sound sample so you can hear them too. Powering this new Camon 50 is the MediaTek Helio G200 Ultimate processor, paired to the Mali G57 GPU and, like you saw, 8 GB of RAM with the option to expand a little if you want. Here are the Geekbench scores for this processor, if you want some numbers to compare. The G200 Ultimate is barely a year old. It's a 6nm processor, and you might have already seen it in some other Tecno, Infinix, or Xiaomi phones. It actually is also in the Redmi Note 15 Pro 4G. It's a 4G specific upper mid-range chip that I feel is a solid choice for a phone like this. It's not particularly cost conscious, it's not too outdated, and frankly, given the software experience on this phone and the endless AI features, it seems like it's powerful enough to handle all of that stuff. So let's actually talk about that now too. The Camon 50 ships with Tecno's iOS 16.1 update over Android 16. And, well, visually, yes, it's a little liquid glass looking, though fortunately not all the way through, mainly with the drop-down menu, and notifications, and a couple other small things. Other than that gentle jab, iOS looks and feels really smooth on this phone. It's a pretty simple Android experience, but Tecno really is all in on AI now. So when you swipe all the way to the left, rather than a Google Discover feed, the default menu is basically just every AI feature this phone offers. There's another link to the AI assistant, for example. There's an AI theme generator for wallpapers and text-to-image creations. There's a cartoon emoji generator, an AI video generator, photo editing, document summarizing, shortcuts to the AI camera features. AI cam, by the way, seems to be the sole default photo taking mode. It is, frankly, a lot of AI. It's the most AI-focused phone I've used, just due to the fact that all the AI things are laid out right there in front of you as a plethora of options and shortcuts right from the home screen, basically. And there's rumored to be even more AI stuff coming soon to these Tecno devices. Do you have to engage in all this AI stuff? No, not really. Some of it's helpful. I do like the fact that you can easily switch between a lot of different LLMs, and I think the document summarizer, the voice recorder, and note taker can all be useful for work or for school. There's also a problem solver camera add-on that helps with math and other equations and conversions. Do I need 18 different ways to make an image or a cartoon? Probably not, but AI is here to stay, it seems, at least on these Tecno phones. So play around with it if you want, but if you don't, you do have a pretty smooth and powerful phone to use for more casual, normal, day-to-day tasks. Also, inside this phone, you saw already, is a 6,150 milliamp hour battery, and that's 1,000 milliamp hours more than most other Android phones at least. So you've got a lot of power inside this phone to propel through at least a day's ease use without needing to be plugged in. And when it is finally time to recharge, the 45-watt ultra charging speeds can get you back up to 100% from zero. There's no wireless charging on this phone. No surprise there, really, for a budget or mid-ranger, but the included ultra charger and big size battery are more than good enough for me. Finally, when it comes to the camera setup, while a handful of higher-end features were reserved for the 50 Pro and 50 Ultra, like the telephoto lens, I think the regular Canon 50 still offers a solid set of shooting modes. But I am a little confused as to what exactly all these circles are. The phone officially has a dual rear camera setup consisting of a 50 megapixel main lens and an 8 megapixel ultra wide lens. There's no telephoto lens. Like I said, that's only for the Pro and the Ultra. I know there's a special Sony image sensor up in here, but this feels like Tecno added an extra circle or two to make it seem like the camera has more stuff than it actually does. Or maybe they're using the same back cover from the Pro and the Ultra that actually have the additional camera lenses and just not adding the third lens to this phone. It's not my favorite. Maybe I'm totally off on this. You guys can let me know in the comments, but a lot of mid-range and budget phones seem to be faking it nowadays when they don't really have to, by adding some extra camera lenses or at least visually a camera circle that isn't really anything at all. Up front, the selfie camera is there, and it's a respectable 32 megapixel lens, and inside the camera app, like I said, while you don't get the telephoto zoom features from the Pro and the Ultra, you basically get everything else, including the AI add-ons like Flash Snap, which is a high-speed picture taker, the AI art generator, so you can turn yourself into a work of art, and an AI auto zoom, which just crops the picture for you basically after you've taken it. The overall list of camera features here is plenty long on this phone. There's dual video recording, a high megapixel mode for photos, macro is still here, but most importantly, when you just want to snap a normal, regular photo, you can do that easily, and the end result is quite good. I think beyond the questionable lens hardware and AI add-ons, this is a great picture and video taker with a lot of solid camera features. Again, definitely a better setup than similar mid-range phones from other familiar brands, at least for what all is offered here. And I look forward to comparing this phone to some other offerings from, say, Xiaomi and Poco, and even Samsung and Motorola in a similar price range to see how this one stacks up. Even though we don't get Tecno devices here in the US, officially, I'm always happy to smuggle one in and try it out because it's important to see what else is out there in the world of smartphones beyond just Apple and Samsung. And a phone like this feels like a great option if you don't want to spend a ton of money but still want a ton of features. Hardware-wise, this phone has it all and then some. A great set of specs from start to finish, packaged in a good-looking device, even if it is rather simple. The AI focus, for better or worse, is in right now. And while it may not be everyone's cup of tea, it's nice to see Tecno tossing in all this stuff to a phone that doesn't command a 4-figure price tag. Even if you're anti-AI or only use some of those features briefly, I think this is a great option for some $350. But what do you guys think? Is this TECNO CAMON 50 something you'd consider right now? Did you pick one up already? Let me know in the comments down below. I'd love to hear your thoughts, of course. Hopefully you guys did enjoy this video though. Be sure to follow TechDaily on Twitter and subscribe to the TechDaily YouTube channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys later.